super excited for today's video. I'm tapping this because it is related and it sounds really nice. Okay. I am dropping everything. No, I love these types of videos. I love talking about my favorite things and getting to explain why I love it, who and how and why I was introduced to it. So I'm super excited to show you some of my favorite video games today. Now these are all physical copies of games, so I will not be talking about digital copies. So anything on Steam, or I have a bunch of games on my Switch that are digital only. So this will just be physical games so that we can tap, 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 tap. Okay. I am going to split it up by console. So I'll start with Nintendo because one of my first ever consoles was a Nintendo DS that I got for Christmas of 2006, I believe. It was a cherry red Nintendo DS Lite, and I still have it. Oh, I should have brought it in here, but I do still have it, and I actually think it would be fun to do some videos with it because if anyone remembers, PictoChat, the sound that it makes when you draw with the stylus or your finger, just when you draw, it's like a shh, shh, shh. It's really satisfying, really satisfying, really satisfying. And I used to color in the entire screen because it was satisfying and also because I like the sound. And then I would take the eraser and I would draw with the eraser, which I think is a pretty universal experience. Okay, 3 minutes in and I haven't even talked about any games yet. Let's get started. So, Nintendo DS. One of the very first games that I played was this Hannah Montana. It was based on the TV show. There's another DS game for the Hannah Montana movie. It's not very good. My nails kind of match. I'll be careful with these so I don't mess them up. This is not my original copy, and that's because I fell victim to GameStop when I was like 10 years old. I traded in all of my DS games, all of them, including, actually, no, one of these I've had this whole time, but most of my DS games, I traded them in for Scribblenauts, which I will not be showing today because it's not one of my favorite games. So, Hannah Montana. This game is really fun. There is a part where Lily, the sidekick best friend of Hannah Montana, you get to ride her skateboard and kind of do a little, almost like Frogger, but on a skateboard. Gotta hop over and avoid a bunch of things, and super fun. Also, Hannah Montana's closet with all of her beautiful, beautiful outfits. You could go in her closet and you had to do a secret password, which was usually like a heart, and you would do a little heart, and you could go into the closet and you could change her outfit and make her wear absurd things like a purple dress with blue jeans underneath, which was all the rage at the time. Hannah Montana. Classic. I, of course, have some pets in Nintendogs. My poor dogs. I, of course, every now and then, I will bring out the DS and I'll check on them. And they're starving, they're thirsty, and they're covered with fleas. My very first dog, this is the Dalmatians version. It's not really focusing, but Dalmatian and Friends. My very first dog on Nintendogs was a little Dalmatian that I named Daisy, and I still have her, but she's in the little doggy like motel or boarding place. So she's slightly fed, slightly quenched, and slightly clean, because they do take care of the dogs there. Love my dogs. Okay. Third game is one of those games that I loved, and I played it so much until a certain level that I could not beat, and I did not beat until I was like 17, and I picked the game back up, and I was like, let me try that one level that was so hard. It was a snowboarding level on the one and only Kim Possible Global Genius Nintendo DS game. This game is really fun. You have a grapple hook, you have a lipstick, I think it's like a lipstick laser. You have Rufus, the naked mole rat, of course, and Ron Stoppable is your sidekick. And it's just really fun. But there's a level where you snowboard. That's me snowboarding. And you have to beat your enemy. And I could never beat her. She was way too good for me. It was like a ski-free situation with the Yeti. Like, it was just impossible. It was so hard and so frustrating. I remember even when I got my tonsils removed. I got them removed when I was 8 years old. And I had a lot of free time on my hands because I got to stay home from school. And I tried to beat that level for days. And I just couldn't do it. So I went back when I was older. I tried again. I beat it first try. Sometimes you need to take a break and come back to the game with a new mindset. That's all you need. I have other DS games that I love, but they're just not my favorites. Now, actually I'll do in order of like generation. So next up, after the Nintendo DS, we had a Wii. This is just a classic, okay? You can't say you didn't enjoy this at some point in your life. I will say, I had a Wii for a very short period of time. Without going into all of that lore, we had a Wii for a couple weeks, and it was one that came with Wii Sports Resort. And I fell in love. And then later in life, I seeked it out, and any chance I got to play it, I would. What's your favorite sport in Wii Sports? I really enjoyed tennis. I think I just liked the sounds. It all goes back to ASMR. It all goes back to ASMR. It all goes back to ASMR. I like the sounds. I also liked the boxing because I would just go as fast as I could, and I would beat my little brother because he wasn't as fast as me, because he was younger than me. Now, some of these, oh, this is hilarious. It's not in here. I don't know where it is. We have a couple copies of Wii Sports Resort, but Super Mario Sunshine is in here. A GameCube game. But we do have the manual and a little Club Nintendo promotional piece. I won't mess with Super Mario Sunshine. Don't know why that's in there. I'm assuming we had it out and we didn't want it to get messed up, so we just put it in the closest case. Okay. Next few games are not from my childhood because, again, I only had a Wii for a short period of time. However, my husband, he grew up with a Wii, and he had quite a bit of games. And when we started dating, when we were 16 and 17, he showed me all of the games, and we were both drummers. We played the snare drum in band together, and so of course he showed me a couple rhythm games, and I fell in love. Rhythm Heaven Fever. There's like, it's one of those games that sticks in your head. Like, I remember there's the cheerleader level, and there's the fork with the P that you have to like stab the P to the rhythm. It's just so satisfying, and like, my husband and I, again, percussionists, we have rhythm, so it makes it really fun. It makes it really fun when you're actually good at it. So when you are challenged, oh, you gotta beat it. It's really nice. So, Rhythm Heaven Fever. Let's see. Let's play a game. Is it in there or is it not? Ta-da! Complete in box with the manual. I love all of the colors. It's so pretty. There's a Donkey Kong Returns ad. Donkey Kong Country Returns. Wii Play Motion. So yes, I love this game so much. It is a part of my favorites. Next is another rhythm game. WarioWare, Wario, Wario, WarioWare. Because it's Wario, I think we should be a little aggressive. some rhythmic ASMR. Isn't this kind of strange seeing Wario holding the Wii remote when he's in the game? This is awesome. This is really, really cool. Look at that big nose. I scratch his nose, scratch his nose, scratch his nose, scratch his nose. And his eyeballs, and his eyeballs, and I scratch my eyeballs. And I scratch your eyeballs. If Wario was here, that's what you would want. It's pretty cool. It's like a Wario magazine, but only the first couple pages, and the rest is like a normal manual. I'm wondering if I should have done this with the Blue Yeti, but I just really prefer watching and making lo-fi content. Lo-fi. I think Wario would be an ASMR watcher because he would need a way to wind down, you know? Wind down. Did you notice I have some ambiance in the background? Another amazing game, but it's not included in the batch today. Okay, that was Nintendo. Gotta give this bad boy another. Just gonna measure you right here. Interesting. This looks like licorice. Big fan of Nintendo. That was it for this. Next, it's kind of funny. It's a different console. However, it's not really a console I played. I just don't have the version of it that goes on the console that I played, which is, this is Xbox 360. I played the PlayStation 2 version of this, and as you'll see in a second, I mainly played PlayStation growing up because that's what my dad played. I never played Xbox until I met my husband, and he honestly likes every console. We have just about every console ever, but at the time he was definitely playing predominantly Xbox, and I was like, ooh, I don't know this controller, but honestly, it's pretty intuitive. Look at Tony, hawk. Oh. Tony Hawk. Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. Yeah, so I played this on PS2. And me and my brother would play it, and we didn't know what we were doing at all. So we weren't actually accomplishing anything. We were just skating around, harassing people, doing the sticker slap on the wall, or I guess it's not a sticker, it's like a tag. Honestly, the soundtrack on the Tony Hawk games, some of the best songs ever. My husband's a musician, and he actually played a punk show where they only did Tony Hawk music, like from the games. And so every single band had to pick a few songs from a Tony Hawk game, because there's a bunch. And the entire show was just different covers. It was really cool. I definitely was not a teen. Was not a teen when I played this. Okay, now we're gonna move on to PS2, because again, that's what I grew up on. I'm trying to think about the order here. Okay, I'm gonna start with the most important one to me, and that is God of War. God of War is a game that my dad played, and I was definitely too young, but he let me play, and I was obsessed. I thought it was so fun. I really loved Kratos, and just all the beautiful goddesses, and I just thought it was so fun and cool. And I mean, you know, anyone who likes God of War understands, like, just the world is so fun. And so I watched my dad play, and then he let me play. And actually, a fun childhood memory was on Easter. We found an Easter egg in God of War 2, I believe. And it's been out for a very long time, so sorry for the spoiler, but at the very end of the game, when you beat the game, there's like two statues on either side of, I think it's like an entrance. Like, you go through that door, and you have you can play the game again with all of your stuff or whatever. But I had hit one of the statues, and my dad noticed my XP spiking, which anyone knows about Easter eggs. I think that's kind of a common one, is that's like what you notice is happening. So he told me just to keep hitting it, keep hitting it, keep hitting it, keep hitting it, keep hitting it. And boom, phone number pops up. Call it, you get to speak to Kratos. Not speak to him, he speaks to you, but my mind was blown, and that's when I knew this is one of my favorite games ever. I just love little details like that, and I feel like a lot of bigger games now are so rushed that the developers don't really get a chance to think about the fun little details to add in once they're done, because they don't really ever get to finish. They just have to release it. That's not always the case, of course, but let's see what's in here. Ta-da. The the same day we bought God of War, Yoshi's Story, Legend of Zelda. I think I was just referring to this as God of War, but it is God of War 2, which is the one that was so important to me, and it's the one that my dad helped me beat. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. This sounds oddly empty. The Harry Potter games that came out on PlayStation. I'm sure they came out on Xbox too, but me and my brother, again, didn't know what we were doing. But man, did we play. I can't remember exactly which Harry Potter game it was where you throw gnomes over a fence. I don't even know why you were throwing the gnomes, I can't remember. But I remember my brother and I laughing so hard. Those poor little gnomes. There's only a receipt that does have some revealing information, but it is in here. Okay, 4 more. Another game that my dad played. I don't think I ever played this, but I did watch him play it, and it was terrifying, but so fun. And one thing about me, I love horror. I love scary games. I love scary movies. I love anything scary. Halloween is my favorite. I really, really love all of that spooky stuff. So I watched my dad play this, which, yes, I was probably too young, I get it. But my dad and I, to this day, will say, out of nowhere, "What are you buying?" Or, "What are you selling?" Which is my horrible impression of the merchant, which I believe they brought back. Right before my dad walked me down the aisle when I got married in November. Literally, the doors were about to open, and it was going to be the big grand reveal of me and my dad. My dad goes, "Okay, what are you buying?" It was exactly what I needed to calm my nerves. I played this for the first time, I believe, in college. And it's just a fun game. It's really funny. The king of all cosmos is a hilarious guy. He's the best, honestly. He's king. And the whole premise, if you haven't played, is you're basically this little guy. Is he in this cover? Oh, here he is. There's other ones too, but this is the main character. And you roll this little ball around, and everything sticks to it, and the bigger you get, the bigger things you can collect. And whenever the levels are like different planets, so you can beat a planet, and then you have that planet in the cosmos, which is, I guess, like a gift to your king, but he's often disappointed in me, I'll tell you that. I'm not great at it. I always forget the controls and I have to relearn how to play it, but it's still so fun and the music is nice. I can hear it in there. It's very clean. Very nice. Last game. I was gonna give a silly preface that was gonna really hype this up, but Bratz Rock Angels. Don't knock it till you try it, guys. I know it looks like it's just a silly movie game, but it's actually so fun. And if you're a girly pop out there, I think you'd like it, especially if you were a Bratz kid. Even if you weren't a Bratz kid, it's very Y2K, and you get to be each and every one of them. You get to trade off, and you can be whoever you want and complete little missions with each person. Each person has their own little missions, and one of my favorite parts is, again, like Hannah Montana, the clothes. You can change their outfits, but you can also do their makeup, and it's like freestyle, so you can make them look wild. You can do like, you can draw like insane things on their eyelids. They're huge eyelids. And they'll walk around like that, and in the game, that's how they will look. I don't think it translates to the cutscenes, which are all scenes from the movie. But if you didn't know that, you would just think they were really high quality cutscenes, which, honestly, I think any movie game that you could play without seeing the movie and still love, pretty impressive. Look how epic that is. I have to show the manual really quick. This is for the girls. The reason why is because look at this. Isn't that amazing? It's a Bratz magazine with like pop culture. You've got like Jesse McCartney and Gwen Stefani. I see Christina Aguilera and Brad Pitt. I want one of these magazines. I don't know how long it lasted, but. And then look at the actual Bratz dolls. Just amazing. They're literally making cocktails. Like, I was like 6 years old and I was like, I want that. I want that cocktail and those Bratz dolls in that bar. I didn't sound like that, but people, I grew up around it, so. some of my favorite games. And like I said at the top, a lot of my favorite games I don't have physical copies of. Oh my gosh, I forgot one. Breath of the Wild. Bonus content. Most of my Switch games I don't have the physical copies because I think it's like cheaper if you just use the online store when there's like a sale. But this was one of my first games I got with my Switch, other than Animal Crossing, of course. It was 2020. And I mean, you get it. I feel like you get it. Open world, beautiful, so like relaxing and cozy. It's literally like, when I think of cozy games, I think of like either like the really simple indie gamer cozy games, which is a whole like genre, and then I think of like Breath of the Wild. Because you can just wander. You just, as long as you unlock like the whole map, you can just go wherever you want, and like it's very immersive. Beautiful, beautiful game. And the sound design too is so good. I feel like I want the sound whenever you're cooking food. I want that to be like my text tone or something. Look how beautiful that is. Don't you just want to be there? Forgetting about the Ganon of it all. Ghosts. Okay, that was actually it. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. This is one of those videos where like you have to comment. You have to comment if you know or have played any of these, or if you related to anything I said. Like, I really want to know. I want to have a conversation. And please, if you're not already, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be doing more favorites videos. I want to do some of my favorite movies, which I have a ton of DVDs and Blu-rays, so I can do this a similar style with that. But let me know if you want me to do it in a different format, like with the Blue Yeti mic or something like that. I also want to do favorite books, of course, and then I could do some massaging and tapping and scratching and looking at the pages. Got a whole bookshelf full of those. So, more